Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Laurie here, and I am going to wait just a moment to make sure that everybody has received the notification that I'm live. And I know it's been a little while, so let's see what we've got here. If we can go live on Instagram, woo, we got it. All right, so hello and welcome. Let's see if I can find my little chat thing here. There it goes. All right, so if you can see me and hear me, let me know. And let me know where you're watching from, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And that way I know I have a good signal and everybody can connect in. So I know the lighting is a little dim. I didn't want it to be too bright back here because there are sessions going on and I would have to turn on the overhead light. So I don't want to disrupt the whole hallway and everything being like stark bright. But I see that, hey, Jesse, Grand Rising, my friend. Good to see you here. Hello, hello, hello. And then on Instagram, hello, Janet. I see Janet here. And I know it looks like Jessica, you are on YouTube, it looks like. So hello and welcome. It is Saturday, October 18th, and I am Laurie Barraco, and I am here at the Mystical Moon in Bonita Springs, and I welcome you. And so I have been receiving lots of emails and messages about going live and when the next time I was going to be going live. So today is it. So we're here on Saturday morning. I had been trying to go live on Monday nights, like every other or so, but with the schedule these days, there's a lot that's been going on. So we're here today. Good to see you, Angie and Wendy. And Jesse's perfect. Okay, great. Thank you. Hey, Joe in Oklahoma. Hey, Joe. Oh, traveling again, my traveling friend. Good to see you. Good to see all of you. And I'm just going to check back on Instagram. Hello, my friend. Mimney Gold. I think I've gotcha. And then there's Trisha. Hello, everyone. So hooray, it's working. And so I do believe sometimes that was a little bit of the challenge sometimes because the internet wasn't connecting or the software for streaming wasn't quite seamless. It was a little glitchy. So obviously people can hear me because I think the last one I did, not everyone could hear me, right? So we're here today and I see there's Regina. Yes, so I'm glad that everybody is receiving the notification that I am live. And good stuff. So it's all meant to be, isn't it? So I'm trying to think. So what's been going on? Well, the weather's starting to change a little bit down here in Southwest Florida. It's getting a little bit cooler. And I am looking forward to heading up north October 26th to go up to New York, to go back home to meet my new niece. I have a niece who's about a year old. I haven't been up there in a little bit, so I'm going to meet her and see some friends and reconnect and try to relax a little bit, right? Maybe find a meditation place or two up there. So if anybody is watching that's from Long Island, I'll be in the Elmont sort of ish area. And so if there's anywhere you highly recommend kind of in that area to go for meditation or a class or a drop-in or something, just let me know. I mean, I can Google it, but I love to receive referrals as well. So that would be lovely, lovely, lovely. Hey, Roxanne, good morning. So just switched over a little bit to Instagram. So that is working. Yay. All right. So I interrupted myself. So what else is going on here? Well, we're hosting tons of classes. We've got lots of events going on, getting ready for the for Samhain, and when the veil is the thinnest, right? The thinnest, so we can connect and see even more clearly, more effortlessly. And the cool thing is that when the veil is thinner or the vibration on the earth shifts a bit, that it's not as difficult to connect with crossover loved ones, our ancestors, our guides, our higher selves, and spirit. That once we make that connection, it's like a boost, a bump up. You don't go back. You continue on that evolutionary journey for yourself. So that's the really cool thing. All right. So I'm just going to read a couple of comments here. So Joe says, nice. And you definitely need the break. Yes, I am so excited. And it may be cold. I did ask my brother. He said, yeah, it's kind of getting there, but sweater weather. So I thought, okay, that'll work. Sweater weather is just fine with me, but we'll see, right? What's cold for a Floridian is different than what's kind of chilly for a New Yorker. And Regina, has comment. Thank you, Regina. Yeah, I do believe we all have our moments when we do not have a lot of stamina and when we're tired. That's a huge sign or message from your soul to say, pause, stop, slow it down a little bit and recalibrate. Let yourself regenerate. It's like the charging plates for batteries. You got to leave it on there for a little bit to recharge. So let it, and if you hopefully you're not using your phone. If you're charging your phone, hopefully you're not using it while it's trying to recharge its battery. That's kind of a similar message from spirit for us as well. So just that little reminder. And thank you for the congratulations. My niece, her name is Emily, and she's adorable. And I am so excited to meet her in person. So it'll be really nice to connect and to see my brother and his wife and to connect with everyone. All right. So, with that being said, I will be answering some questions, but I did want to kind of drop in and share a couple of things that we do have in shop and maybe some of the events in person. I know this may not help, or it might be kind of like challenging, or you might have FOMO if you don't live in the area. But we do have some events here in the shop. I still have a couple of spaces left for November psyche development classes. I am teaching the same subject twice a month because we have so many friends that the psyche development group has grown and grown. And so I've added a second class. And so for November, it's soul contracts and karma and talking about soulmate relationships. So we'll be doing that. That is the second and fourth Saturday of the month. You can sign up online or you can call the front desk and they'll sign you up. Then also we have Pam's connecting with the ancestors, honoring the ancestors, which is on Sunday, November 2nd. I believe there are only a couple of spots left for that one. So call the front desk or sign up online. Also, Candace, here's something for those who don't live in the area. Candace Strafford is back with her monthly channeling, and that is the third Thursday of the month. And she does that via Zoom and in person, so you can join us that way. It still is impactful. You still receive the messages and the energy, and you get to ask questions of the group that Candy channels. So that's on the third Thursday of the month. She was here this Thursday, and just we missed them so much. The group that she channels. So you can look at that online. And then what else? Jennifer Garneau has a class on November 1st. It's manifesting with the tarot. I think it's 11 to 1:32-ish, I believe. Don't quote me. I'm close. Like I've got it somewhere in the ballpark. That also is online. You can sign up and it's $50 and that'll be a lot of fun. But we're always adding events. There's also Susan Dentino's workshop, based upon her grief relief stack. And she's a published Hay House author. She lives here part time of the year here in Florida. She's also partially in Sedona and then upstate New York. But she has a workshop that's connecting with your loved ones, and you will receive her deck and how to connect with your loved ones as well. And I know there are other things coming up. Just look online at themysticalmoon.com and you'll be able to see what's up and coming. So there is that. And you are welcome, Regina. Thank you. So hold on one second. I'm switching over to Instagram. I'm gonna pause myself. And so there's Jones Beach, Robert Moses Park. They do meditations there? They do? So I'm going to check that out. I remember Robert Moses Park. And I remember Jones Beach. So I'm kind of looking for a center that you would highly recommend for some meditation. I do have a friend from high school who um, she does this line of work as well. So I'm going to connect with her too. But I was just going to see if there's anything around up in Long Island where I can kind of connect and get my Zen on a little, just in a group setting and receive in that way. So let me share some of the things we have new in the shop here. If you haven't already, see my social media posts and my newsletters, TikTok, so on and so forth. The Namaste Witch's Candle is a yearly candle. I have helped with co-creating this candle, and it's a Zen magical, just has a very fallish vibe to it, and it has a saffron velvet smoke aroma. I cannot lift the lid off this candle without smelling it. So I have charged, blessed, consecrated all of these candles that have high priestess energy, that have Reiki energy and intentions to help you with connecting with your divine path, with your higher self, with your helpers, and whatever way you want to work with this candle. So these have been charged and blessed, each one by me, and they have amethyst crystals, black tourmaline, and jade crystals. It's a yearly favorite, and so once they're gone, they're gone. So we have a few left, but they are selling like hotcakes. So this is the Namaste Witch's Candle. And as people have purchased them, the online reviews keep pouring in. So I will upload those as well. So this is the Namaste Witch's Candle. We still have a couple left. The other thing I want to mention for all of my friends, this is another yearly product that people call and ask and inquire about. This is the Wee Moon Date Book. This is the Spiral for 2026. This is a great planner. It has rituals, it has connections, it has recipes, it tells you about the phase of the moon, when the best time are for certain activities and magical intentions. So this is a must-have for a yearly date book that has astrological correspondences. We also have the Llewellyn's Planetary Date Book. We have those in stock, more on the way, as well as the Witch's Calendar Spiral too. So these are some awesome products. And I'm just kind of looking, I don't know what's up with the camera here, but I'm gonna say, okay, it's kind of cool. It looks like there's a filter on it. Look at my book is kind of glowing, but I did wipe it down before we started. I made it all nice and clean, but like there's still like a little filter, kind of like, remember that show Moonlighting? Remember Moonlighting? And how with Sybil Shepherd, she would have that soft lens on. It's kind of like what's going on, but I did wipe down my camera. So, hey, I'll take it. This book is glowing. See how fabulous it is? There's the light pouring off of it. Good energy. All right. So then I'm going to move on to, I see Amanda's here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And I am going to switch over to Instagram. Oh, okay. I'm just reading some of the comments and then I'll get into my next product. Oh, my friend says, oh no, just to walk. Absolutely. I have not been to Jones Beach. I'll date myself. Probably 30, 35 years. It's a long time. Oh my gosh, that's a long time. Okay, yeah, so I might do that. That's something to put on the bucket list there. I might do that. All right, so then I have been talking about this product quite a bit. This is the Moldavite incense blend from the Moldavite family. I used to carry this product close to 10 years ago, and then it would sometimes be a challenge to reorder with the original founder creator of the recipes. And then he did transition and his family has the recipes and they have most certainly carried on. They've revamped the company and these are back in stock and we have been selling them like crazy. I mean, it just smells so good. I would say it's kind of like a musky, not quite floral, earthy scent. And it's the Moldavite incense, which it has the Moldavite oil, which we also carry. And what in the heck? And I look at Pippi Longstocking for a second. So it has that the Moldavite oil on it, blended in with the sticks as well. And so yes, I what do you get? Maybe a dozen, maybe about a dozen sticks here. When I burn this for meditation, for channeling, for any type of divination work I do for myself, I don't even burn the whole stick. I burn a half stick because that's plenty for me to expand, and it lasts a while, so I don't need to burn the whole stick. Anyway, so we have these in store and online. And yes, I have also a few pieces of Moldavite from from this company, the Moldavite family. I trust them, and that's something you definitely want to make sure that you trust where you get your crystals from as well, Moldavite especially. Okay, so I think I just kind of shared what I wanted to share in that way. And so, okay, it's 11:18. So I got to share what I wanted to share. So I highly recommend those products. And yeah, I've had some really great feedback from friends who have come in and purchased the products, who have even said, oh my gosh, it's back. Someone yesterday mentioned that they used to have the bath salt. They still have one packet of the Moldavite family bath salt, which they do not make or carry anymore. I'm not sure if they will or they had, but that stuff was like gold, and we used to carry it, and then we didn't carry it because you couldn't get it anymore. But yeah, so in the meantime, the incense and the oil, I love it. So the only thing I would say is the recommendation, because some people have allergies, it is made with sesame seed oil. So I believe some people are allergic to sesame, like so the nuts with that. So just be mindful. Otherwise, have at it, give it a try. And so Joe says, I need a pack of Moldavite incense sticks. I hope they're still there. Don't worry, they will be here. I have reordered 3 times so far. And I'm about to place another order because the oil is also going like hotcakes. So yes. Oh, yes. And great Christmas gifts. Yes, Regina, absolutely. All right. So with all that fun stuff, that I'm sharing, I am going to move into the portion where I'm going to open up the space for questions and comments, of course, always comments as well. And we'll see what Spirit has to bring through. Yes. And so I am using because I heard the message, sorry. This is the demo, obviously, of the Happy Halloween Tarot deck by Sunny Graves. This has also been a huge hit. This deck is beautiful. And again, I've had so much positive feedback with reviews as well. So people are digging it. They're digging this deck. And it has a great feel to it, too. It has a really nice feel to it. This is the back of the deck. These are the cards. So as I share messages, this is the deck that I am using. I'm using this deck today. Okay, so I'm going to toggle back and forth between Instagram, since I have to go to a different page, between Instagram and the streaming platform, which has the Facebook pages and the YouTube and my YouTube page. Okay. And if you're just coming on, please say hello so I know you're here, because it looks like we have a few people joining us here today on all platforms. Excuse me. All right. So I did have a question. I think, Angie, I believe you're still here. So Angie had a question. It was about financially. Her question was, will we be able to purchase a condo? Like financially, does it look like it's doable? So then I would also say, I like to add in a little addendum here that, or expand upon the question. So we want to kind of give it a timeline, right? Within the next so-and-so. Okay, so I'm going to give the cards more of a shuffle, and then I'm going to ask the question, financially, does it look like within the next 6 months, close to 6 months, that they will be able, Angie and her husband will be able to purchase a condo on their own? And it's okay, so then I'm listening, always listening. And I'm here for my helper. So I pre-recorded my predictions. They're already out there. So some of you maybe have already heard my predictions for this upcoming week. And it has to do with timing. And so they're like, but remember, you just mentioned timing. So within my predictions, I mentioned that we get caught in the timing of things, right? So try not to get locked in with, well, that's what was said that within 6 months. We're going to look at the most likely outcome, and we're not going to be really stressed out, because there are a lot of variables, that come into play when we're looking at prediction type of readings, right? Free will, alignment, co-creation with other people. So if we're looking into the two of you as a couple, you're not one, you're two that come together as a unit. So there are 50, it's 50-50 with your input and the output of everything. So let's take a look. So, hold on. I know I flipped some of them. Okay, so within the next 6 months or so, is it most likely that they will be able to financially purchase a condo? All right, let's go. I'm going to pull just 3 from the top as we see. Woo, looks good. All right, so this is what I'm going to say. So this is the message, and I will share with you the cards. And when I ask a yes or no question, I pull 3 cards, and then I know some of you have heard this before. It's the majority of the cards. 2 or 3 cards right side up is a yes. 2 or 3 cards reversed is a no. And so we have 3 cards upright. And so this is going to add a little more flavor. So you have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords. You have more swords. So then we have the 8 of Swords. Ta-da. And then we have the Hierophant. So I do believe that there is someone who has been trying to bring wise counsel into your life. And I felt like this is outside of your relationship. So it could be a financial advisor, it could be a banker, it could be someone that you trust and know that has a feel on the market, the financial markets, and how things are looking. And so I'm also hearing that slow and steady is, and being very practical, is going to help the two of you with pulling the funds together where there's enough to achieve this goal. So, and then the Hierophant's energy is being practical and following the course of action, sticking to kind of the rules in that way. So it does look favorable. And remember, I asked within the next 6 months. So could it be 8 months? Yes, it could be 8 months, but it is doable. I want you to take that with you, take that takeaway with you. And those swords are telling us that some of the fears and the worries and the concerns are coming up, like the mind, the ego, and so on and so forth. So let's just remember for everyone that the mind, the ego, sometimes get in the way, and they can be the challenger. And so that is the hiccup that gets in our way sometimes. So it looks like it's a yes. Just try to stay to the course and be practical. And there is wise counsel that's around you to help to support you on this path. All right, slow and steady, my friend, slow and steady. Okay, so then I'm going to switch over to Instagram to see if there was a question here on Instagram. Hello, Instagram friends. Okay, so I see that Janet has a question. Hello, Miss Janet. So her question is, I don't know what to ask. I will take any advice for the next 6 months. So we're going to pull 3 cards for the next 6 months for Janet. Okay, and I know that there is a delay. So if you're watching to the end, I will make the announcement that when I stop the streaming when I end the streaming on the streaming platform, that sometimes it's an abrupt close or ending on Instagram. Okay, so we're going to pull 3 cards for Janet. Let's see what we got. I'm just going to pull from the top. Whoop. Okay, so Janet, I have to switch it over so I can see here. Okay, so Janet, we have the World. So there's some completion. And you have the 3 of Wands. Aren't these beautiful cards? And then we have the 9 The numbers are so small. Excuse me, the 10 of Pentacles. Wow, Janet. So there are some loose ends, some serious loose ends that are coming together to be wrapped up and tied up for you so that you can move forward in your life. And so this is a relief. And so what's the advice from Spirit? The advice from Spirit is to get the heck out of the way, right? So with the, and that I'm getting from, that message is coming from the Three of Wands, which the Three of Wands says, okay, I want to like get in, I want to tweak it. And then Spirit says, step back. That's one of the wand cards, because wands are action and movement. That's one of the wands cards that says step back and let things fall into place. So don't worry about it so much. Okay. So there are some achievements of goals. And so it may be the mind wants to say, well, how, what, where, and it may want to try to micromanage it. I'm going to encourage you to step outside of that and let it all happen organically. So how beautiful that is. There's an accomplishment of a major goal that you have been working towards for yourself. And I'm going to say it does have to do with your physical reality. So it could be financial, it could be housing, it could be health. I feel like it's more has to do with your finances and setting yourself up for the future. Okay. Just one other thing, Janet. I think this is for you, although I have quite a few people who are watching. The name Anthony is coming through. So, and I feel like it has to do with somebody here, an Anthony. So this is kind of like a rogue random message. Anthony. There's Anthony. So does anyone have in their, no, this is somebody in spirit. I had to check in quick. There's an Anthony in spirit that is acknowledging a new baby coming in, either just born or someone is pregnant. Who wants to claim Anthony and the baby? So someone's having a baby, and Anthony in spirit is acknowledging the baby. And there might have even been discussion and talk around, oh gosh, I wish Anthony was here for this. So I'm going to pause for a moment and see if there's anyone who can claim this message. And if not, I'll move on. And it could be because I know that on some of the platforms, this video stays live. So we'll see. Switch over and then I'll move on to the next question. And so I know in this space, since I've set the intention for sharing messages, he fit somewhere. So he wanted to be acknowledged, and he worked so hard to share the message. All right, so I am going to move along and see if there's anybody else who has a comment around Anthony. And it could be even later after the live. We're just saying, oh, I know who that is. Okay, so then I see Joe posted a question. All right, so no takers on Anthony. All right, so Joe, I need, oh wait, sorry. Actually, this is for Wendy, who I see the question posted before Joe. Okay. All right, Wendy asks, what does Spirit need me to know? Thank you. All right, we're going to pull 3 cards for you. What does Spirit need you to know? What is it that you may not be seeing or understanding, or what's the focus, right? So Wendy, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Look how cute they are. 3 of Pentacles. Then we have the King of Pentacles reversed. And then the last one is the, hold on. Oh, shoot. The 8 of Cups reversed. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. The 8 of Cups reversed. So I'm going to share this message with you, that this is a message that's coming from your spirit self, your soul, your higher self, your helpers, your spirit team. And this has to do with some of the frustrations that you have been feeling around having to start over. Like that's what I got right away. That King of Pentacles reversed and having to start over in a few different areas and a few different areas. And it's financially, it's home, it's health, all of that. And you may feel like you are constantly on repair mode or catch up mode. And so, this, remember, I know you know this, that this is part of your divine plan with spirit from spirit to gain wisdom, to learn, to grow, to complete karma with other people and situations. I want to share with you that it will not always be that way. It will not always be that way. And there was no wrong, right, decision, way, thing you did that would have prevented any of these experiences. So you're exactly where you need to be. And so that Three of Pentacles is the one that's really standing out. And that is the acknowledgement on a soul level of the accomplishments that you have recently manifested within the last, I'm going to say 3.5 years. Oh my gosh. So that brings you to 2021, like in the middle there. Is that about right? No, that would be 2022, in like the middle of 2022. There, 2.5. Did I say 2.5? 3.5. I said 3.5 years, didn't I? So that is 2021, the midpoint of that year, 2021, in like this like summerish type of time of the year. So there has been so much that you have been able to rebuild yourself, but it's like from the ground up, and there is that acknowledgement. So pause, reflect. Focusing on the past does not support any of us at all when we get stuck and when we're in our way. And the question is, why often do we spend more time in reflection of regret rather than in reflection of gratitude and accomplishment? So that's your message from spirit. Try to be in the present moment and celebrate more of your wins than more of your challenges. Okay. All right. So I see what Gina says. You just found out a distant cousin is having a baby. Is there an Anthony in spirit, though? That is the question. All right. So I am back on Instagram. I do not see any questions or comments. And Janet, I don't know if you're still there. Okay. So moving forward to the other platform. And so now it's Joe's turn. Can you pick me a card or whatever, please? And I love this deck too. Yes. And you're welcome. All right. Thank you, Michael. Oh, you're so kind. Greetings, my friend Michael. All right. So as I'm shuffling, I'm reading comments here. All right. So this is for Joe. Oh, of course, we got to put the other cards in the deck. There we go. All right. That's good. All right. 1, 2, 3 for Joe. For Joe has the Page of Pentacles reversed. And then he has the 7 of Wands reversed. I'm already hearing something, and I'm just curious to see what else we have here. 6 of Pumpkins, which are this is actually the 6 of Cups reversed. I had to look this up. 6 of Cups reversed. And then this is what I heard. And then the student becomes the teacher. So there has been a complete shift for you. And I felt like you may feel like it's overnight, but it's been building. And it's like, the last step before we cut the ties of something or the completion, and then we move on to the next phase of things. And so, Joe, now the student becomes the teacher and sharing the wisdom, and it may be in more than one place for you. So how exciting is that? And yes, you will always continue to be on a learning journey, but what I see is more of the inner journey, your spirit soul self being the mentor, the teacher, guiding you and helping you with sorting through some of the wisdom that you have gained and achieved through your life experiences and studying and all of that. And so now it feels like it's coming together, and I'm just seeing this really beautiful alchemical shift within you. So that's your message. So I'm gonna take a look, and I see Wendy says she completely changed her life at that time, and you said exactly what I needed to hear. I am, oh, you're sobbing now. You're very welcome. And so that is the validation that you needed from spirit for you, my friend. Okay, so sending you so much love. And so, Joe, hey Joe, says, I am entering my new role, started at Lionsgate. Yep, started Lionsgate well before, and now the new role has officially started. And thank you. Yes, it has. So, and the main card that brought that message was that page of Pentacles reversed, right? So it's like now it's integration time, friend, integration time. All right, so, and Janet says, thank you. No, Anthony. So Anthony belongs to someone. I know he does. So Anthony in spirit. And I'm going to say this, Anthony was a male around like the age group of late 30s, about late 30s. And I do feel that the transition for Anthony, oh, this is really interesting. It feels like it was a mistake, like and I feel like I like mistaken identity and how he transitioned, and then mistaken identity at the wrong place at the wrong time is what I'm hearing. So, oof, that's really rough. Is it not? Yeah. Okay, so Anthony he was in his late 30s when he transitioned, and yeah. I want to go to the Northeast. I want to actually go to Pennsylvania, the area of Pennsylvania. So I'm going to put that out there. I feel like he's going to give a little drips here and there. Yeah. All right. So back to the questions here. I don't see any more on Instagram. All right. So then that was Joe, Mr. Joe. And next is Jesse. I had a dream of a lot of dead people working in my dream, except for one lady I was not familiar with, but was her birthday in the dream? Does dreaming of dead people have a meaning? Well, yeah, sure. It all has a meaning, right? And sometimes a dream is just a dream, or a message is just a message. And so I'm going to say this. So you just So there was one that you were not familiar with, but you dreamt of other people, right? That were on the other side. So that was a mediumship visit, a spirit visit. And that means that there was a connection, and that probably your mediumship abilities in the awake state is coming more on target, more aligned, and opening up even more so, blossoming. I would say that. And I would even pay attention more so to the dreams that you're having. There are probably more messages for you that are coming through with them. So if you work with dream recall, ask yourself the questions. What were the first two sentences as I described my dream? When I dreamt, I woke up, I was dreaming of a lot of dead people. And then there was one woman who it was her birthday in the dream. Which birthday? Was it her transition birthday, or was it her birthday here? But when we dream of people on the other side, usually it's a visit, and they're having a party, and they're connecting with us. And I do believe your gift of spiritual mediumship is coming through more clearly for you. Mm-hmm. And also depends who the people were, right? Was it a certain grouping? Was it passed over family members, or was it acquaintances? So there's more to that as well. So I think it means mainly that your mediumship is coming through more strongly. So then I'm going to switch over quickly to Instagram. And Chrissy's question is, hi, the visits I've been getting They are real, correct? Yes. So that kind of just piggybacked off of, oh shoot, I forgot of Jesse's question, right? So yes, I believe for the most part, when we dream about someone and maybe when we're in the physical reality and some of the signs and messages, they're validating for us. Yes, 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 yes. The mind, the ego wants to cancel it out and say, there's no way, that's a coincidence. But I would rather be more in the mindset of claiming those signs and messages and those validations than not. Oftentimes they are. I'm going to say 99% of the time when we have validations and signs and symbols and all of that come through, validation, it is for us. It is a sign from spirit, whether it's our higher self, our guides, our loved ones. Do you know how hard it is for them to try to make that sign like be noticed? So let's acknowledge them and claim them. Oh yeah, and Chrissy says they've been clear conversations. Thank you. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Chrissy, I'm going to ask you if your gift of clear of psychic smelling, if is that getting stronger? So you might smell someone's perfume. I feel like if not, it's going to be added to the messages, the conversation, which is clear cognizance. But I'm also getting a smell, a perfume, cigarette smoke, someone's favorite food. I'm getting that. I'm getting that you will be getting that more so in the future. Okay. And you're welcome. All right. Next friend is, let's see, next message. All right, awesome, Jesse. I was just trying to find Jesse's comment. Wonderful. And then we have Amanda who says, I feel stuck. When am I going to snap out of it? Snap the heck out of it, which, yeah, that can be rough. So sometimes we're in the in between space, Amanda. And in the in between space, it may feel like and look like nothing's happening. However, I know you know we're multidimensional beings. We're so much more than this physical existence. And um, and so what we may perceive as nothing's happening. There's a lot that's happening. Your soul, the souls you're co-creating with in the other realms, maybe they're saying enjoy the rest right now. Enjoy that in between. You're never stuck. You're exactly where you need to be. So, in that in between space, let's do the things we love to do. Let's read the books we love to read. Let's get some fresh air. Let's keep ourselves active and busy doing the things that we love to do because then we're raising our vibration and that helps move us. It helps bump us up to the next chapter and the next journey that's about to unfold. And so as I'm talking to myself on a computer screen, I'm hearing I feel like it's somebody's loved one in spirit that's saying this is so odd. And they're observing me talking and communicating and they want to come through and say hello to somebody here. They're saying this is so odd how this is done. And and that here you are talking to a screen and connected to people, right? In this way and sharing messages. It is a little odd, right? Because I'm kind of just talking to myself. All right. But I'm not. So I'm trying to narrow it down and I'll get to as many questions as I can till 12. But this soul is throwing stuff at me. So there's a song, and oh my gosh, I do not know the words. And I know somebody knows. It's about Aunt Sylvia, Aunt Sylvia or Sylvia. What song is that? Because that is what's playing. And this is a female soul that's coming through. I'm going to say older. I want to go to mid 60s. I say older, but because she's younger than 50. But mid 60s, and that song about Silvio and Silvio, um, who is that? What song is that, right? So they're mentioning that they're the one, this female, this woman is the one who said this is so odd, and she's been gone. I'm going to say she's been gone for like for a while now, but this is someone who is connected with someone here, and I felt like they connected with her. She feels not a grandparent. This is more like an aunt. This would be like an aunt. Someone connected. This was an aunt who was a strong presence in someone's life, and I feel like she was different her in her own way. You know, some people they just kind of stand out, not quite a black sheep of the family, but just someone different in the family. And so I know that Patty. So you popped on, but like I'm drawn to your name because I almost said Pat Patricia. So I'm going to put that out there. So, oh, Angie says Silvio was my dad's name. Okay. Angie, like that is a specific name. Angie. So your dad is in spirit. Yes. So were you close? Did your dad have a sister? Did your like your aunt would be connected to your dad and she is acknowledging him? I feel like this is for Angie then. Because like shoot. Now I switched over to Instagram and Chrissy says, yes, my mom. And I don't know if that's an old comment or a new comment. But hold on here. I feel like we've got a ding ding. We've got a ding ding ding. Yeah, Silvio, like that. Okay, so Angie, there's your dad is coming through, but there's also a female that is connected with your dad. I don't feel like it's your mom, but like a sister. So this would be like your dad's sister or sister-in-law. Like if he had a brother, it would be his brother's wife in that way. So but your dad did have a sister that passed away. Were you kind of close if you remember? Like I feel like this is for you, and yeah, Sylvia. Remember that song? I don't know who sings it, but okay. So I think it was mainly to get me to say Silvio. So Angie, dad says hello, and there's more of that family that's coming through for you. Okay. And Lana says that's your middle name, Patricia. Yeah, there's so sometimes what happens is the floodgates are open and there are messages all wanting to come through. So yeah. Okay. All right. I think the message is more of I'm around you. It's like I'm trying to orchestrate it. Okay, I'm trying to orchestrate this, guys. Come on, we've got questions here. And then, yeah, that aunt, strong presence, and just was saying, yeah, she's the one who commented, this is such a weird format, so odd. All right. And your dad was very close to you. You're welcome. Okay. So I'm going to then go on to the next question. We'll see who else comes through. Okay. Or what question comes through. Like they hijacked your family, like that, your Angie's family, but there was also, there's no Anthony connected with you, Angie, right? Could be somebody else. Okay, so I hope that that helped Amanda. And then we're going to go to Sean. Sean Jean. Good morning. What advice does Spirit have for the next 6 months? We will pull 3 cards for you. All right. All right, Sean, you again, I am using, I didn't want to mention it again, the Happy Halloween Tarot by Sony Graves. All right, Sean Jean, the Ace of Pentacles. This is for the next 6 months. Then we have the 5 of Cups reversed. All right, all right. And then we have the Ace of Wands reversed. So the main message I am hearing for you is to stay focused, to try your best to not let the shiny, glittery objects distract you. Not just the shiny, glittery objects, but people, their drama, their have a feeling like you need to save people or interject or put your put your path and your goals on hold too much within reason, right? Like I feel like there might be some type of sabotage, outside sabotage, inside sabotage, inner sabotage that may be popping up for you. So please, please, please try to stay true to your goals and what's really important for you at this time in your life. Just try to not let like I feel like you're gaining ground and like things are starting to come together, and then it's just like just the next step, which might involve some patience for you, and that's where you might get distracted, antsy, and anxious. Stay to the course. There's a blessing coming in for you, and I do feel like it's kind of within the next 6 months or so. Okay, that's pretty cool. Just try not to let all the other things hijack you. All right. All right. Oh, I'm going to go back to Amanda. She says she's been making book covers. Good. Good. That's keeping you busy. All right. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go back here to other questions. I'm going to try to get them all in before 12, as many as I can, because I do need to have a couple of appointments here. All right. So, oh, Dana. Good morning, Dana. You asked for a card. You got it, Dana. How are you doing, Dana? Hope you're enjoying this slight shift in the weather. Some of the humidity's gone down here a little bit for now. All right, so we're going to pull. You want a card or three? We're going to pull three. Three cards for Dana. Dana has, oh, this one popped up again. The Three of Wands, but this is reversed. The Moon card. And then the Lovers card reversed. So it does look like there is more clarity and wisdom that you are gaining around a certain situation, a relationship, and that there's another side to things that you're starting to see. And I want to say, Dana, please trust that hesitation. I feel like there's been a hesitation here and there. And sometimes we check in with ourselves and we're like, am I being a procrastinator? What's going on? What's my deal? Why am I hesitating? And I felt like there are more hesitations that will be coming in for you. So just keep, trust that, it's not always that we're, wasting time. Sometimes that hesitation is so that we can have another experience and gain wisdom because of that hesitation. So there's more understanding about your path and the alignment with yourself and people and places that is shifting and changing for you in the upcoming days. Very cool. And the other thing I was going to say, because that Moon card really stood out as well, that you are more impacted by the moon than what you may realize. Maybe you do realize that, but the phases of the moon and the signs that the moon is in, right? We have a new moon in Scorpio coming up. So that energy has a certain flavor, essence, vibration. So you're more impacted than what you may realize. And I'm going to invite you to do more moon ritual type of stuff, intentional, right? So the new moon is about new beginnings and planting new seeds and moving forward with that. Yeah. So new stuff is afoot for you, my friend. Okay, hold on here. I do see a comment from Joe. I forgot to tell you that Hubs had a wonderful time at the last Crystal Bowls, and that bowl you played the most and is his favorite of all time in Dimension. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so glad you mentioned the bowls because it was trippy last night. So we had the Crystal Bowl meditation last night, and I thank you for that positive feedback. That means a lot to me, and it's really important that those who attend are able to relax, to enjoy, to receive the healing, the vibrations, because it is a healing and spirit coordinates it. So I want to share this because I did I drafted the newsletter that I'm sending out tomorrow for the storefront, but it was so interesting last night with the bowls. So I will get to some of your questions in a moment. But since you brought them up, it was about vibration, bowls, and so on and so forth. So I'm setting up the bowls, and usually I have cases. And if you've been in the classroom, you know I have purple cases, and I usually just grab whatever. I don't know what's in them. And I was directed to use certain bowls. It had to be the blue Egyptian bowl, the Egyptian blue bowl, the smoky quartz bowl. And then there was a bowl that was to the side, and I grabbed it and I thought, oh, thymus. I said, I have a thymus, don't I? And then I didn't even realize I have two thymus crystal bowls. It's not like I have hundreds of bowls. And then I was guided to use the Ocean Indian bowl, which is my channeling bowl. And then I had the root chakra and then the zeal point bowl. Well, as I'm playing the bowls, what I'm starting to notice, and this has never happened before, where they started to move with the vibration. And they're on little rings, the O-rings, but they're moving, and I'm having to move them away so they don't tap. And then they're moving so much that I didn't play because I have space with them so that I can go around. Wasn't able to go around with some of them because they were right next to each other, too close. And so I would just play this way. And then the messages around vibration was coming through about how this is about sound is vibration, and you're getting that vibration by playing the bowl, right? And that's kind of interesting how that works anyway, right? Doing this and you get a sound, you can feel the vibration and it's moving things. And then the message was that we are all vibration, we're all frequency, and that it helps us to understand and recognize what vibration inner code helps us with moving forward, that helps us move to the next place, right? What is that? What connection, what thought, what action, what grouping, where we are, what we do, what we ingest, what we don't ingest, that creates our vibration and our frequency. And that's what we are. Everything is vibration. And so that message was very strong and clear. And for the takeaway was, okay, so what am I doing? What am I thinking? What vibration am I? What has an influence over me these days? What doesn't? What do I know supports me on my journey to help me be in vibration with alignment with my goals and my intention? What sounds, what frequency, in a way to integrate for myself, to integrate and to emit on a vibration level to help me with my path. I mean, it was pretty deep, but I've never seen or had that experience in over 20 years of playing crystal bowls and hundreds of crystal bowl sessions, that they were moving on their own. And I definitely heard the message loud and clear. I got to get an amethyst bowl. So that's happening. So, but it was amazing. So sound, thought, vibration, frequency. What am I craving? What is my vibration? And what alignments and what do I need to intentionally bring into my life? What I eat, what I wear, what I think, where I sleep, and so on and so forth, to help me, to support me with my next chapter. It was something. Okay, so hold on here. I just saw Anthony is your late husband. Okay, so there, oh wait, and then Angie says Tony was her late brother-in-law. Okay, so we got a couple Anthonys. So Angie, is there a baby coming in? I don't know if, hold on here. Did somebody say somebody was having a baby? I thought I saw somewhere. Okay, so Angie, and then there's Anthony. So someone's having a baby. And so Anthony in spirit is acknowledging the baby that's coming in. Okay, well, sometimes the wires get a little crossed. All right. So I'm just looking. Okay, so Dana said that resonates and it makes sense. You're very welcome. All right. There was Dana. There was Sean, Jean, And I think I saw a comment from Sean Jean. We got lots of comments here. Um, oh, your niece is having a baby. Okay, Angie says niece is having a baby. All right, so that just know that Anthony's acknowledging. You're welcome, Sean Jean. All right. That's my water cooler. It's not my motor. It's shifting. All right, Jillian would love a message. So I'm going to pull 3 cards and happy Saturday. And Jillian, I saw there's another comment about your cousin passed away in July. All right, let's just see what pops through, Jillian, okay? Ooh, this one right here. So, Jillian, are you close with your aunt? Because this is the Empress, and she just is the one that wanted to come out. So she, hold on, let me just tune into some of the energy here before I look at cards. With her health crisis, I feel like there was more than one thing, right? I felt like there was more than one health crisis that she had going on. And I'm hearing it shut down. And then this just shut down. And then it was a complication and it shut down. And I'm hearing your cousin say, I'm taking complete responsibility for my passing, my body so compromised after that crisis. And she saw that exit point as a time to transition. It was one of the exit points that she took. I felt like there was another one coming up in the future, like within a couple of years. However, her soul chose to go when it did because of the compromised body she had and immune system. She's telling me, and my immune system. And I didn't want to be a burden on anyone. So, Jillian, I have a pressure in my right ear, and I felt like that is like you may hear her. You may feel like there's a whisper, a tone, a ringing, an attention being brought to your right ear. And I felt like that's her spirit connecting with you. I am free from these challenges. Thank God is what I'm hearing. And then I'm going to go to, she did have another opportunity to transition a few years before that is what she's showing me. However, I'm also having a dog that's being kind of like presented to me, and I'm going to say mid-sized dog, and I want to give that dog kind of like a rust copper color. And I've got this dog all around her. So I'm going to pass on that there's this fur baby that's with her. And if it wasn't hers, it was someone in the family's. Maybe even connected with you as well. So she's good to go. She's like, I'm good. I didn't want to be a burden to everyone, but it felt like there was another health challenge. And then she's just showing my immune system fried shot. And I didn't want to be a burden to anyone. I want to go to MA. So I know for some of us here that know Mary Alice was MA, but I want to go to a female, not Mary Alice, but although Mary Alice is here, Mac, Maria, maybe Mary, Margaret, MAR. I feel like I want to go to Marshall. I feel like a male with an MA named Matthew. She wants to acknowledge that person. Okay, so I'm going to pass that on. And then she sends you so much love, but I feel like there's something around the right side of you. Okay. All right. And I see Joe's comment that I mean, everything is vibration. Yes. That is what the universe is built on. And also when you were doing the bowls, I was at a concert and I definitely felt your bowls. It was weird, but cool. Aw. And thank you, Angie. That's the validation that family's around. So back to Jillian quick. So I did have the Empress. Then I have Judgment. And the Emperor. So she's, oh my gosh, those are very interesting, powerful cards. So empress, emperor parents, and then didn't want to be parents or parent like people to be a burden on anyway. And that was her judgment call to her soul to transition. Wow, that's pretty literal, is it not? Very literal. Okay, so I'm going to take one more. So Patty says that she's still struggling with her son. Um, and the question is there are there chances that he will survive? Well, he has been surviving. However, right? It's like that's a really hard one, and my heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you, Patty, because like it's out of your control. I mean, it really is. Um, really difficult because you want to help, you're trying to help, you're not able to help, and he's on his journey in that way. And so, as long as he's still here, there still is hope for him getting the help and the healing that he needs, the support he needs in that way. As long as he's still here, there is still that potential. If his soul chooses to say, you know what, I've completed what I want to complete at this time, and I'm going to check out. So I always believe that there's hope. If we're here, there still is hope that there's a catalyst to help us with shifting and transitioning in our lives. So, yep, here you go. There are your three cards. So yes, we have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups, this is family. Know that family's working with him on the other side. The High Priestess reverse. So you are not able to get a clear feel on this because you're the mom and although you feel sometimes the anxiety, but sometimes it's hard to get a good gauge psychically with what's going on. And I think it's like there's a shield there on purpose. And then we have the Queen of Wands. That is like High Priestess energy, intuitive parts of us, the psychic part of us. And then this is also another intuitive energy influence. So that's you. So because you may not be able to get a good read on what's going on with your son, it doesn't mean your spidey senses are off. So just know that there's always potential, and spirit, as long as he's still living here, that there will still continue to be lifelines that are sent his way. Okay. I hope that helps a little. All right. So, okay. And you're saying that he is talking suicide. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm so sorry. Right. So that is really, really, really difficult. And I am so sorry. Right. So the best you can do is what you're doing, praying for him, holding space for him, and honoring his path and holding space for his path, for his soul's journey. Yeah. I believe I've said this before. I see him going up, and then there are downs, up and down, like this roller coaster, and it's very challenging, for sure. My heart goes out to you. All right, Jillian, I don't see any comments here, but I know that there's a little bit of a delay. So the last one I'm going to take is from Barb. Hi, Barb. You think you've met your soulmate or twin flame? Do I see a future? So we will take 3 cards for you. Let's see what we have for Barb. All right. And if you're just tuning in, I am so sorry. I'm going to be signing off because I've got a few appointments here at the shop. So Barb, it looks like this might be more of a transitional kind of thing, a future, maybe not long-term right now. There are a lot of variables. So we know about variables and free will and choice. And sometimes people come in as a catalyst to help with shifting us and vice versa. So as of right now, we're going to be in the moment and say, that there's a different type of connection. And I feel like there might be some things that need to be revealed to you about this person and the connection. However, that with that strong magnetic connection, that that fiery energy, right? That it's creating change within you, different perspective. So we have the Eight of Wands reversed. So as things may have progressed and gotten very sped up, it may not continue in that way. And sometimes they call this the arrow of love. And so it's reversed. So it's like, okay, we might need to put the brakes on some things. And then next we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. So, oh, that is definitely saying, like, that's validating what I was saying about there may be more to be revealed about this situation. And then the last one is the Caballero of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So, right, that is, yeah. Yep. There just is something that is not it for a long-term type of alignment for the two of you. So that is the potential right now. We'll see what happens with free will. So there definitely has been change and a different perspective that has been instigated. Okay. All right. All right, my friends. So, as I mentioned, I do need to pop off and go and tend to some appointments. So, I apologize for those whom I did not get to share a message for and with. I am not sure exactly of the next live yet, but it'll be coming up, and I'll post it on social media, in the newsletter, and so on and so forth. And you're all very welcome. You're welcome. Patty, I see what you're saying. Yep, helps so much. You're very welcome. And that is, oh, that's what I said last year. So it still is the same message from your helpers. And you're all very welcome. And thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody. Get on out there, get a little fresh air. And thank you for connecting with me today. Have a good one. Namaste. And so for those on Instagram, I'm going to sign off. I know there's a little bit of a delay, so it might look like I just got cut off. I'm saying goodbye to everyone. Have a great one. All right. Bye-bye, friends.